We told you 28 minutes before the lunch break it was going to be a very tricky session, and boy oh boy has it been tricky. 7 overs that were bowled. India are 10 for 2, essentially 10 for 3, because Shubman Gill will not come out to bat in this test match at all, and so 10 for 3, needing a further 114 runs. Both wickets to Marco Jansen, one Yashasvi Jaiswal. He tried a very aggressive shot in the first ball, didn't happen. Fourth ball out for a duck. KL Rahul, the ball just rose up from a length and he gloved it to Vareni. Washington Sundar and Dhruv Jurel have had some nervy moments, but now 114 runs seems a long way off, and that's why the highest successful chase in Eden Gardens will need something spectacular.
Yeah, it was a daunting chase, and that's why we were saying even in the mid innings, in the innings break, that this will not be as straightforward a chase as it perhaps looks on paper. 120 has only been chased here 21 years back once.
And that's prior to that, never.
So that's it. It's a one and done sort of a case. So to do it a second time on the trot for India, they're going to need something special. But now, 2 wickets down. In effect, by the way, you're 3 wickets down, because you know that Shubman Gill is not going to be playing any further part in this test match. Yeah, it's going to be some nervy moments, all right. And we saw those nervy moments. I think Jurel's boundary came off a edge.
Plus, Washington's one boundary came, it just landed in front of the slips. So that's why those 2 boundaries have been very streaky boundaries. Plus, Simon Harmer is getting a lot of rip from the end that he's bowling in. I think they'll have to delay Keshav Maharaj because a left-hander bowling, and with Pant also slated to come in, Jadeja, Aksar, Kuldeep, you basically got 4 left-handers coming in after.
I think you might just end up bowling him now only because again, Jurel's the last recognized of the right-handers. We've got Pant, Jadeja, Akshar to come. You might not want to take that risk there after bowling him too often, but of course you have to also remember this is a test match, so they might perhaps just take that risk anyway. It doesn't really matter, but the thing is that the amount of bounce that they're getting, Jansen in particular, that ball to KL just shot up.
Yes.
Absolutely shot up off a good length, because even I was looking at thinking, how did it climb that much? But that's just the nature of the pitch. It has been very kind of
the 6'8" nature also of Marco Jansen in that sense. So.
Yeah.
Okay, plenty of questions. The first and the most obvious one, before we start dissecting the pitch and all of that, I think we'll have the post-match to do that once the match is done. But right now, it's at a knife's edge, this particular test match. And I think the most important bit here right now is to consider that can India get to that 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3.
4 technically.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, yeah, correct, is what was
be a
the
tie.
lead, and then 1, 2, 4 is what you have to get. So the first question that comes to your mind is, can India get to 1, 2, 4 from here, considering they are 10 for 3?
It will be a mighty scrap to get in. The pitch is not getting any easier at all.
But my question is, when we will analyze what South Africa did with getting those 60 odd runs at the start of day 3, one of the major reasons for them to do that was because they got the benefit of the roller. The roller was there, and everyone thought that okay, the first half hour, 40 minutes, maybe to an extent 1 hour would be good for batting, and can help them survive. In India's case, that's exactly the same thing, because let's say the pitch started to deteriorate by the time South Africa were all out, but you get the benefit of the roller just before you come out to bat. When you've got the benefit of the roller, I would imagine that first hour would have been very crucial for you to get majority of your runs. That you're sitting at 10 for 3, clearly it hasn't helped. What do you put that down to? I mean, if you ask me, for example, let's look at Yashasvi Jaiswal, okay? 3-4 deliveries he was on the crease, like a cat on a hot tin roof. I don't know whether the idea was for him to attack from the word go, but failed to connect 2 or 3 cut shots that he tried, and then that next one which takes a faint edge. I don't know. I think sure, that can be a strategy where you attack, but for that also, this is test match cricket. You let your eye set in a bit. You allow yourself that much luxury to see that uneven bounce or how much is it bouncing, and then try and play your shots. If you're going to try and throw your bat at it, it's only a matter of time before you lose your wicket. And then you had an example of a Temba Bavuma, who's I think played a innings of a lifetime. I think this 55 odd that he's got is going to be counted as one of the finest test knocks. He's just played that. You've seen him do that. I agree you can be aggressive. He's an aggressive batter. I like aggression about him, but still could have taken a bit of time, a few sighters, see your time. That's why I'm saying, and also had to realize that first hour is the best time to bat on. After that, the pitch will start doing weird things. But you were just wanting to give your wicket away. I don't know. KL Rahul as well.
That was a brute of a delivery that Jansen delivered.
But why is it that roller is not helping India out?
Maybe they are finding the right lengths. Like how the Pacers see today, all the wickets have been taken by Pacers.
So then I need to question, and I think that's the other big question, then I need to question India's choice of starting with your three spinners as the day started. Akshar Patel, Ravindra Jadeja, Kuldeep Yadav. They dominated that start of day 3. Maybe that was the time for you to have introduced. And again, as I say, as soon as the innings is starting, you're getting your fast bowlers who are fresh and want to attack you. Do a short burst. If nothing comes of it, anyway, 2-3 over burst from a Bumrah, 2-3 over burst from Siraj. If nothing comes off, anyway, your spinners would have played majority of the time, right? But you didn't use them. So then that question of why did you have to start with your spinner? Did you allow them to get their eye in, be a bit more assured? Because the spinners, as I said, have been good here when there's a puff of dust, when the ball is gripping. That only happens after the effect of that roller wears out, right?
Yep.
It's only after that they'll do. Before that, it's a good length or a ball that will bounce. Then only a fast bowler can trouble. Then what was the need of going in with your three spinners to begin with? I think Bumrah was the first one you tried.
Yeah.
He came on the 44th over, and 3 overs later he's got Bosch.
Yep. See, this is where I think tactically Pant was off as the captain today. He hoped that his spinners would run through the tail. But the spinners, it was just play and miss, and Bosch was getting his eye in. Bavuma was tackling the spinners well. That itself was an indication yesterday. Yesterday, if the brief was that, okay, we'll continue with the spinners, clearly they didn't read the last hour. The last hour was Bavuma looked comfortable. Bosch looked comfortable. Who caused the maximum damage? Bumrah. Use him. You didn't use him. Siraj bowled his first over today after 45 overs when there was reverse swing on offer. You didn't utilize him then. You can only have a sheepish grin at the end saying that, oh, okay, I bowled you late, sorry about all that, but I'm sorry, you delayed them by more than 1 hour. You should have started out with Bumrah and Siraj, considering that there would be reverse swing on offer, especially when you had bowled close to 35 overs. You could have reverse swung, but
yeah, many things there.
1 hour of 20 minutes you took to delay Siraj and Bumrah. 1 hour you took. It might cost you.
And the additional thing also is that I know a lot of people in the previous stream were correcting me, saying that the broadcaster said no roller was used. That I refuse to believe. I refuse to believe that they're
India didn't use the roller.
That not India, that's South Africa didn't use the roller.
Oh, how can that?
Exactly my point. How is that possible? Whereas I read that they used the heavy roller, which then makes it even more this thing that, listen, if they've used the heavy roller, that means the pitch for at least an hour or so is going to be flat as a pancake.
Then become really bad.
Exactly.
And if I was South Africa, I would definitely do that. I'll tell you why. Because I knew I would only have to survive like that. If I use a light roller, then firstly, it doesn't get that good of batting, but the only advantage is it doesn't crack a little later. But now you want both things to happen.
Exactly.
You want it good for 1 hour and you want it to crack later to put India under pressure.
And that's what they've done. It's an aggressive tactic in a sense, because you don't normally traditional captaincy says don't go for the heavy roller, but they said, listen, this pitch is a lottery anyway, so we may as well take the heavy roller, make it easy for ourselves for an hour or so,
and make it worse,
and make it much worse for India, because then after that it doesn't matter. Then after that is going to be a fully disintegrated pitch, and then our bowlers can reap the rewards out of it. Then it's just a case of hit the right lengths and see what happens. So if you knew that, and if we know about it, I'm sure the captains would have seen the heavy roller being employed. Why would you start with the spinners, knowing full well that the heavy roller will flatten the pitch out nicely? Start with your pacers, let them try and potentially get some odd bounce here, there, maybe bowl it into the pads. When you find,
if you see, let's take a look at those wickets. Siraj gets an absolute effort, which is a Yorker, so he didn't utilize the pitch. Bumrah's wicket also where he gets the stump to cut. also does not utilize the condition as such. It's a skill of getting the ball in the way it bounces. So they didn't need those conditions, even if there was a heavy roller, even if the pitch was slightly more decent to bat on at the start. Your fast bowlers would have done the job and not your spinner. So that I think was, of course, baffling. Though Pant has been very good as captain overall, and we were praising him yesterday, but I think he missed a trick there. On the contrary, I like what South Africa are doing by getting a Hama there alongside Jansen. I thought that was the best strategy because I think Robin Bosch, not that same level of even though I saw him at the start when he was running in, warming up, I was feeling happy that I hope he starts, because it'll allow India a few runs. I didn't want Harmer to start, and they've done that to put pressure from both ends. So they've got their strategy bang on right. But coming back to that question, what are the chances you're seeing for India right now, considering that, okay, before I even get to chances, many people asking that no sub allowed for
No.
Shubman Gill?
No sub is allowed because he didn't suffer an injury when a ball hit him. Okay, firstly that. He suffered an injury during the course of play. He didn't get hit on the helmet, neither he got it. So he got a neck
but
spasm.
even if he got hit with a ball in play and hit him, let's say in the leg, he still won't get a sub.
Yeah,
He won't get a sub.
I mean, Rishabh Pant is proof of that.
Yeah. I mean, when Dhruv Jurel came in the Manchester Test match, he came as a sub.
And there's a concussion sub specifically.
Yeah. You will get a sub.
Dhruv Jurel came in as a fielding sub.
Fielding sub, yeah.
Yeah, but not a concussion sub.
And the only way you get a substitute is a concussion. He didn't get a concussion, so there we go. No substitute, 9 men.
And I feel that that's fair as well. Like a lot of people are saying, like, because I saw some arguments on social media, like concussion, because it's such a threatening sort of a scenario, so you have to give a sub. Even what Gill is going through right now, he's in the ICU, so why not be a bit more compassionate and allow? But my point to that is, I'm sorry, this is sport. It's part and parcel of the game. Fitness is a essential part of it. Injuries is an essential part of it. If it happens, it happens. It's happened to many people before. How are we to differentiate between a serious neck injury that he's got compared to a hamstring injury,
or a side strain,
or a side strain? Injury is an injury. I remember Saina Nehwal got the bronze medal in the Olympics because the opponent got injured. When the match was happening, and that's how. And that's a lot of people that time said, "Oh, you got lucky. The person got injured." I said, "That's not luck. It's part of sport.
Yeah.
Fitness and managing your thing, or that injury happened while she was trying to take a point. It hurt her knee. It's all part of the game." So. Same thing with Shubman. He's under a lot of stress, playing a lot of cricket non-stop. He will have some sort of repercussions because of that.
Although Mone Mokel has flatly said it can't be down to the load. In the PC that he said yesterday.
What else will he say?
He said bad night's sleep.
I don't know. I mean, we're not doctors, so I won't be able to say.
Yeah.
I just hope that because the ICU thing scared me. Him going to ICU. Because
even cardiovascular guys were having a look at Shubman Gill.
Yeah, why?
But why cardio?
I have no idea.
Is it because the neck is connected to multiple muscles in the body? That's why you'll have to just have a precautionary check about it. But see, I had already said when he got that neck spasm, he's in doubt, not just for Kolkata, he's in doubt even for Barsapara. I think he's not making it to Barsapara.
Not a chance now.
You got 1 week, although it takes a week for a neck spasm to heal.
But this seems worse.
Yeah, actually this is worse.
For a neck spasm, do you put someone in an ICU?
This isn't a spasm. At this point, the spasm was the initial update. This is a sprain. That was what they had said. And I think...
But even a neck sprain, you put him in an ICU.
That's what.
And you take him in a stretcher.
Apparently, he couldn't move his neck at all. So that was a more precautionary thing.
Put a neck brace or something.
No, unless he's feeling stiffness.
Like I know of people who've gotten neck sprains and spasms, and then you put the neck brace so then the neck doesn't move. But
no, unless he's feeling that spasm all over the body.
Numbness or something.
Numbness, that
in that case, that's a problem.
Yeah. Either it's you remember there was this thing that went around that why Shreyas Iyer had this back discomfort, that nerve compression, that numbness. Maybe that is happening with Shubman, that nerve is getting compressed and he's feeling numbness in the entire body. That's why he had to be stretchered out.
Okay, we won't speculate. We'll wait for whatever the update. The fact of the matter is he's not in this particular test match. So you've got a batter shot in both innings. In fact, both innings you didn't have Shubman Gill to contribute. That's been a big disadvantage. Going back to that question, 10 for 3. Who's the favourites at the moment?
Before the innings started, I'd said 52 to India, 48 to South Africa. Because 120 plus It's like now.
I had said yesterday 125 plus would be tough for India. Luckily for them, they've got it just one run short of that. But it would have still been.
I think because of the depth that you got, I think in this case now your depth is only going to help you. I will still say 51-49, India's favor.
India's favor,
51-49. Because I believe in a Pant who will counter-attack. Pant can counter-attack. He can play in tougher conditions. I mean, going back to that Wankhede test, you had a similar dust bowl there. It took a freak decision to get him out, that DRS. Otherwise, he had scored 64 of the 121 runs which India had made. You lost chasing 147 by 25 runs in Wankhede. You are attempting a record chase in Eden ever, 124. But you got the pedigree. You got a Jurel who looks confident and might guide you through. You got Pant who can counter-attack. You got a Jadeja who can play in tough conditions. Akshar can play in tougher conditions. He helped you win a BGT match in Delhi. So it is, but it will not be an easy chase. It will be like 5-6 wickets down, 7 wickets down, you'll scrape through.
And at this point, I say it's very evenly poised, the match. It's 50-50. I'm not putting anyone as favourites here because 10 for 3, 7 overs. I know I'm only 2 or 3 good dismissals away from really tilting this match in South Africa's favour. So I had said and agreed with him saying 52-48 previously in India's favour, knowing that you need again just one good partnership. But I think now it's very evenly poised. I don't think this is going to be an easy
You're
chase.
saying a dead heat for you, 50-50.
Yeah, dead heat for me. Not going anything.
I'm actually putting South Africa favourites from here, 55-45, because you're 10 for 3. Whatever said and done, I thought that 125 would have been a good enough total to defend. It was a total that would have made it 50-50. That's exactly what they've got. And as soon as you've got that, I never then bargained for the fact that India would be effectively 10 for 3. We didn't have any clue whether Shubman will be made available, and you would think that it would be probably a scenario like Pant comes out to bat or something like that. That's not happening, so that is gone. You've lost 2 of your openers who've looked steady so far. That's a big loss. I know, I agree with your fact that the good thing about this Indian batting lineup is that you've got batting till 8 and all of those players can hang about and can play match winning innings. In fact, all of them till number 8, I'll say you have batters who've shown you in the past that in tough condition they can. So all you need is one out of these guys to stand up and play a Bahuma like 55. That's what you need. The rest can just bat around and you should be home. But is that happening on this pitch? I'm not sure. So it's a close game. I mean, I'm kind of with you guys what I think all of us are saying, but my point being that I'd rather be in South Africa's place right now than India's. That's what I'm trying to say. If you gave me a choice right now, what would you choose? You still have about 114 runs to get with 7 wickets in hand. You choose that, you want that, or you want to be defending that on this pitch. What do you choose? I'll go with defending.
Yeah.
I think that will give me a slightly better chance of winning a game than that. So that's why.
Right on cue, they bring up that 21 years back, 2004.
And that was by the way 117. So not even.
But then they made 120, they hit a boundary, they get to 120. So that's why in the thing you look at, 120 has been chased in that sense. So it's not going to be an easy chase. I mean, will it evoke?
And those days the pitches weren't this bad, yeah.
Exactly.
Will it evoke memories of Mumbai 2004, Mumbai 2024? I really don't know. I really don't know at this point in time. You got the batting depth. You got Pant who can counter-attack. Because if he counter-attacks, South Africa then are in a catch-22. Should we spread the fielders? Should we get them in? What do you do then?
Yeah, I know a lot of you would want us to discuss the pitch as well, and I completely agree on that front that this is shambolic, the pitch that is being put out, and we'll discuss that at length in our post-match. Yeah. But I mean, just to sum up, I will definitely say that we haven't learnt our lesson. You've just had a scenario where New Zealand came and whitewashed you. It was probably the most embarrassing defeat that I can think of in many a decades. In fact, even that England series where you lost at home didn't feel like this because it's a competitive series.
Maybe in the history of Indian cricket.
Yeah, probably in the history of Indian cricket, not as embarrassing as it. From that, you agree for a pitch like this, and I'll just point out, from what I picked up, this is not the pitch that the curator was preparing. this is the pitch that India asked for. I think what the Eden curator was preparing was a very good batting surface that would have allowed first 2 days to be batting paradise, and then spin would have come into play much later. But just leading into the test match, because the Indian team wasn't happy, I believe that they asked, okay, what can be done now? How can we salvage to ensure a spin friendly deck that helps our spinners a lot? Then they stopped watering the pitch, and look what you've gotten now. Again, I don't think the Indian team also bargained for it. They wanted, from what they saw of the pitch at that time, they wanted it a bit more spin friendly. They came with last moment SOS plans, and then they did that. And then what you have now got is even worse than what you imagined. It's gone completely the other way. I don't think, as I said, because yesterday I was Mone Mokal, I think, came, and even he didn't expect the pitch to deteriorate. So, but this is what happens, no, when you try and fidget with it. What's the need of doing that? You should have just allowed a good batting friendly track. Now you got that in England, and you did mighty well in away conditions. At home also, I'm sure you would have done that.
Why did you deviate even from the West Indies pitches? Yeah.
Because you didn't fear West Indies.
And you're fearing South Africa. Again, going by your past precedents, you beat South Africa on sporting wickets in 2019 here. You whitewashed them 3-0. Those were not rank turners. I'm very sorry about it. Why is this team not backing their skills? Forget even West Indies. You can fear England. You beat them in 4 out of the 5 pitches on true sporting wickets. And, okay, you didn't fear Bangladesh. You feared New Zealand. That you dished out such sandpits. I am very sorry. This is either the Indian cricket team is living in a delusion, this management is living under a delusion, or they are clueless and they have no plan B. They are clueless at this point. Okay, you may scrape through and win the match, but it will not stop the criticism from why you have to prepare such dud wickets. And people are saying, oh, we want to worry about the fan. The fans are not going to bargain for this. I'm sorry. Fans are the lowest hanging fruit that you can discard. If you are concerned about the fan and you're talking about a passionate fan base in Kolkata, give them a 5-day wicket. What stopped you from giving a 5-day wicket? The last time South Africa played in Kolkata, it was an epic, went to the last 9 balls when Harbhajan trapped Mone Mokal LBW. Why don't you give them that? You don't want to give them because you don't care.
That's the problem also, in the sense that they think that pitch making or pitch altering, whichever way you want to look at it, is like some sort of an exact science. It's not, first off.
Yes.
It's not some sort of a Betty Crocker recipe that I'll put this much water and it'll be sludgy, and if I put a little more water, it'll become watery. That's not how it works. If you're making a pitch, or if a pitch is made keeping in mind that I want it to be sporting, that I want that it will aid batters but then deteriorate in a natural manner and then aid the spinners, and then you stop watering it, then at that point it's a lottery. Your process making is a lottery, and what ends up being formed, the result of it, is also a lottery. We keep talking about spinners really benefiting on this test. I think the pacers have benefited just as much from the uneven shooting bounce which you've gotten. So you weren't bargaining for that. You were not bargaining for this, and you note for a fact when even the media trained Indian coaches or the Indian team coaches are coming and saying that this is not what we bargained for, then what were you bargaining for? Why do you need to alter the pitches? You are a better team than South Africa, mano e mano, man for man, pound for pound. I know that the world champions of Test cricket, but if you give me sporting conditions and you put these two playing 11s, I will back India to win. Not convincingly, but they will win. This, though, you've given them an opening. So, I don't know. I think regardless of what the result will be, I am not happy with this decision of reverting to rank turners. I was very glad when Dravid, in the latter parts of his tenure, decided to try and move towards, particularly the England home series, I remember, more sporting wickets. I think that was better. It was better for the game. It was better for your batters. It was better for your bowlers because it allowed the skill of your bowlers to shine through. Why did you beat England? It wasn't because you had rank turners. It was because you had an Ashwin, you had a Kuldeep, you had a Jadeja, you had a Bumrah Siraj bowling with skill. Yeah. They used the conditions well and they also used their skills well. That was the key difference. Here it's a lottery. This is a lottery. And a lottery, well, there's no luck you win.
Yeah, it's only through luck. So that's why a lot of questions will be there on the pitch. Lots. Even if you win, even if you lose. That's the thing. And 124, good luck in achieving a record chase at the Eden. Your 114 away seems a long, long way away. So we'll take some comments at this point. Rakesh Bhushan, we all celebrate auctions, mini auctions. IPL, and then seriously debate when in Test series, players struggling in home series conditions, this raises a bigger question. Has Test cricket already lost its heartbeat in India?
See,
One comment I'll say, if you dish out these kind of sandpits, it'll definitely lose its heartbeat.
exactly. And number two, I don't think, see, you can celebrate auctions, mini auctions, IPL, and then also appreciate Test cricket for being what it is. I don't think you needs to be an either or. I think you can appreciate T20 cricket for what it is. You can appreciate Test cricket for what it is. Right now, though, what you're doing is, I don't know if it's lost its heartbeat. I do think there's still a lot of people who care about Test cricket, as the Kolkata crowd is showing you. But I think it needs to be nurtured. It needs to be a two-way thing. And that doesn't mean you ignore IPL, but it also means you give more care to Test cricket at the same time. You need to water the grass on both sides. Otherwise, you're not going to be getting a green field overall. Your IPL will keep growing, but then Test cricket will suffer. I don't think they're linked, but I do agree that if they keep doing this, ain't happening.
It ain't happening. And short pitch cricket is saying, just to be clear, South Africa didn't use the roller today.
No, but I see certain reports are saying that they did online.
That's
did.
what.
They did.
And I don't
They are
think.
mentioning that they did.
And I
think the broadcaster said that.
Yes, that's where the confusion is coming from.
Yeah, but I do see a few online reports that are saying that they. I'd be shocked if they didn't.
Also, if it didn't, then how did the pitch suddenly play so much better for an hour
In
plus?
fact, the pitch wasn't doing anything. And when I
Nothing.
saw that first half hour,
Yeah.
I was like, this is going to be a good pitch to bat on. And India has gotten lucky
Yeah.
because there have been occasions where pitch has gotten better. I was like, India has got lucky because now they won't have to contend with such a tough pitch. But that just doesn't seem to be the case right now.
Correct. Rajat Agarwal is saying, hello Team ST, don't you think losing toss in every match across all formats was going to bite us someday? Oz ODI series, now this.
That is true. I said at the start, I mean, the toss is going to be very crucial. And when we were looking at the total, I said, why I'm also going to, India may have taken that 30-run lead, but I'm going to cut that 30-run lead considering the fact that you're batting last. And that is a huge difference. And what do you do? I mean, what do you do with the toss? I don't know. There is no solution. There is nothing technical that we can talk about it or anything. How do you fix that?
Getting a probability teacher from somewhere. That's the only thing you can do.
Probability is also taken a beating here because the probability of this happening is 1 in a million or something like that.
How many tosses they've lost?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think even probability, they've defied the odds of probability as well.
Correct. I mean,
Nothing called off averages in this case.
yeah.
Rakesh Bhushan again. In Australia, we were outplayed on bouncy tracks and ODIs. Now on our own soil, we are faltering again. It raises a tough but necessary question. Are we sabotaging ourselves or pitch strategy?
Yes!
Yeah, 100%.
For 3 years, you have been sabotaging
Exactly,
yourself.
thank you.
Yeah. BGT, you won with 2 bad pitches in Delhi and Nagpur. But luckily, you came on the right side of it. You got hammered on a sandpit in Indore. But then you got scared, oh, let's prepare a featherbed. And you conveniently and rightfully lost the WTC final in that sense. Because you tamper with the pitches, you are only going to ensure you fall into that trap. Once bitten, twice shy, thrice, you'll be wary, right? Once bitten, twice shy, thrice wary, 4 times, 5 times, this team is not learning. What do you do then?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ashish Dhar says, Pant is a Dhoni style captain, he believes in spinners, but
Yeah, could be.
Could be.
Could be. Dhoni did that a lot.
he really relied on his
He
spinners.
just would have his spinners. Fast bowlers were like just there.
But we don't remember MS Dhoni as a good test captain.
Correct. But he would allow the game to drift away. I completely agree.
Drift away, yes.
But Dhoni is quite like, Pant is quite like, DRS at least we wasted one. But otherwise he's been good with his DRS as well.
Plus the chirp that is there, it's not MS Dhoni like, but yeah, it's MS Dhoni.
It's Pant
10x.
like. It's Pant like.
It's 10x in that sense.
Dhoni never used to have that.
When he spoke, it was rare, but he made it matter.
Arey,
With
Tarak
Rishabh,
Mehta dalo yaar.
but with Rishabh, he is constantly chirping.
Yeah.
Dhoni's are so iconic, you can actually remember some of them on the back of your hand.
इसको ताली बजाने के लिए नहीं रखा है.
अरे तारक मेहता डालो यार, मतलब गूगली उल्टा चश्मा.
My personal favorite is always he was bowling, what is his name? Kedar Jadhav.
Oh, yes.
And Jadhav bowled one particularly bad ball. He's like, ऐसा डालेगा तो रख ले.
रहने दे.
हाँ. Okay.
Jadeja ko he said, some fielder he had kept. I said, कि bowler delivery से ball goes to him. सिर्फ ताली बजाने के लिए नहीं करता.
Exactly. So Aditya Kavlekar is saying Virat and Rohit in parallel universe on a Sunday afternoon sipping protein shake. Thank God.
Not parallel universe, brother. This universe only.
I like protein shake. Chai, coffee, nothing. Protein shake.
I know.
If you wanted to be stereotypical, there were other foods you could have mentioned, but he went for a very neutral protein shake.
No, because now, I mean, you can imagine Virat doing it. Now, this version of Rohit also.
Yeah, 7 kilos he lost here.
Both of them sipping their protein shake.
Like, thank God.
Priyanshu, Nikhil sir, if such pitches continue for next few years, then I'm sure by 2030 Gill, Jaiswal, Pant will retire from tests. By the way, I'm still backing India to somehow scrap to win by 1-2 wickets.
No,
It could
possible.
happen. It's very likely.
It's a close game, Priyanshu. It can go either ways. I know that. I thought that there will be a certain, and these are the kind of signs also we were given, that the team is, trying to get away from these kind of pitches and get truer pitches. But somewhere, I think last moment, they decide no. It's like, it's something like what reminds me. Somebody I spoke to in the Delhi Capitals team. This is the kind of attitude that they would have with Prithvi Shaw. He just wouldn't fire, and every time he would play a rash stroke and get out and flatter to deceive and disappoint you. He said the team would decide, okay, this is it, this is the last one, next match he's not playing. And he said that would be our thing. And then come match day, and he used to be like, I never know, yaar, on a day if he fires today, khila lete. And he would play again. Same thing again, he would decide like, no, now we're done, we're not going to play him, too many chances we give him more. Then on the day of the match, like, yaar, what if it's his day today, yaar, he can win us a game. And they would play him. And that's exactly what I see with this pitch. You keep, when you lose a game or so, they said no way we're going to have this, nothing. And come the match time or 2 days, 3 days before the match, like, nahi yaar, we can lose to this South African team is looking good, yaar, let's fuss out them, get spin friendly conditions, they will struggle, and our spinners, we have good spinners, we'll play 4 spinners, now
How much is that fourth spinner bowl, by the way? Hardly. I think, did you bowl Sundar in the whole innings, in the second innings?
I don't think you did.
But he's your number 3 batter now.
He's your number 3 batter, yeah.
No, you didn't. There you go.
You didn't bowl.
He's a number 3 batter, so don't look at him as a spinner.
I'm looking at him as a Steve Smith now.
They have gone with him as a number 3
India's Steve
batter.
Smith. Exactly.
Washington
Number
Smith.
3 batter. Yeah. So they effectively, though he's been very good with his bowling in the recent past. He can pick you a lot of wickets. And you have the other off spinner troubling India.
Yes, Simon Harmer. 3-4 wicket hauls.
With watching them in the pitch always takes me back to that old quote: those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. It's the same thing. You keep doing it and keep doing it, and it's like then again Albert Einstein doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results.
Yeah.
Dhanush
is saying
practice makes perfect. That's why keep practicing. We'll get perfect one day.
Yes, one day. Dhanush, 90% test matches home. Sehwag, Dravid, Sachin, VVS, Ganguly, good batting pitch, batting average different. Today, Virat test average 46. Same with Dravid, Sachin test average.
No, I'll agree that Virat in that sense was hampered by some poor pitches. But you must also remember that a majority of his career he played when they were good pitches as well. These bad pitches, like real rank turners, a real bad one started after post-COVID, 21 onwards. That's towards the last 3-4 years of his career. In that also, some occasions you got good pitches. Ahmedabad, Australia, test match, wanted a draw. Look at that pitch they made. Because India wanted a draw on that occasion. You wanted to qualify. So in the middle you would get some decent pitches as well. Where you could get runs. But yeah, it has kind of hampered his batting average with the pitches that you had. But my mind also takes me to, let's say, Rohit Sharma. In that phase, he probably had his best test career as well.
Correct. Indian supporters saying Jaiswal, Wankhede versus New Zealand 5 runs. Lords versus England 0. Manchester versus England 0. Kolkata versus SA 0. His love story with last innings continues. Virat giving up captaincy in 2021 is worst decision by him.
I think this is something we've gone over and over again. I also agree that Virat at that time didn't need to let go of Test captaincy. Why he chose to do that, it's something that only he can answer. And with an extension, why he let go of his Test career also few years later is also something that he can answer. But both didn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
He should have continued. Yeah, I mean, white ball, if you wanted to give up T20 because there was a lot of workload, fair enough, move on from there. ODI in that sense was taken away from him.
I think that hurt him the most.
Yeah. And that I think led to him giving up Test captaincy as well. But I think somewhere you need to develop thick skin. Yeah, these things keep happening to the best of the players. All our legends have gone through tough times. Kapil Dev, Sunil Gavaskar, you just read about it.
Yeah.
They were also at certain point, if you ask them, they felt they were targeting.
Ganguly.
Ganguly. They have a bit of a thick skin saying, I'm here, I'm available, I'm going to play. Because your career is only that much, right? So, if somebody wants to target you, let them do whatever they have to. You continue to keep throwing your hat into the ring. Who knows, you come back. But if you pull yourself out, you make their job easy.
Much easier.
Done.
In fact, by the way, Jaiswal thing you're talking about, Indian supporter, the other love story of his which continues, left arm bowlers really trouble him. He's been dismissed 8 times now by left arm bowlers in tests.
At an average of 21.
Yeah.
And it's Jaiswal's worst luck that in all the 3 tests he's played in South Africa so far, he's encountered horrible conditions in all 3. Centurion, that was also a pace-friendly deck. Cape Town, less said about it the better. Here, less said about it the better. So
Yeah. And in fact, Freakin also makes a good point. He says that this is what happens when you try to change a pace-friendly wicket to a rank turner. It is both spin, pace and spin with extra bounce. Otherwise, you don't see this much bounce on a rank turner. That's a good point. Normally, rank turners will give you a little uneven bounce at best. But this is bouncing, shooting.
Just shooting like a tennis ball bounce, it's going in that sense. Yeah.
That reminds me of like Sasta Roland Garros. Instead of puffs of clay, you're getting puffs of dust.
Dust, indeed. Silly point is, hello Nikhil, Shane, and he's addressing me. I don't know why. I'll not get to that. Can you tell me who will be our next opener in Test? And don't tell me Abhimanyu. And I really don't like that Kolkata pitch curator. He's too rude.
Yeah, I mean, Sojan Mukherjee doesn't make much friends with his.
Silly point is only calling you that.
I know, why?
Not us.
I don't hate
Because there is some truth in it.
There's
You are very honest and true. You call spade a spade.
there is anecdotal evidence. Someone can make a compilation, it'll be really great,
Yeah, you can. You start now with it.
Why should I? I have actual work here.
Yeah, I know. Everybody's got work.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Kolkata pitch curator, be it in the previous era also and in this era, they have not been known to make friends. Let's be very honest about it.
Yeah, and in fact, this thing, by the way, in case you're wondering if it's just down to this particular thing, the KKR captain Ajinkya Rahane also had a very long feud with him and led to him himself saying, if I speak again, I'm going to be in big trouble, so I'm not doing it. Yeah, Sujan is a bit of a straight shooter in that sense, doesn't really bite his tongue, but I do feel that he's been hard done by in this case. Yeah. Say whatever, he was preparing a fairly good pitch.
Yeah, that's what I had said yesterday because that is what I had picked up.
Correct.
In
fact, Saurav Ganguly himself has come out and said it, no?
What does he say?
He said, the video will be up soon on Sports Today, but he said that this is the pitch that the Indian team management asked for.
I told you yesterday. I had picked up yesterday itself. I'd spoken to people that
4 days of no watering.
That what happened, why was it like that? This is what I explained, if you remember yesterday. What is what I picked up? That they had prepared a good batting surface. The Indian team came, they were unhappy, they're like, what is this? The curator wasn't listening. They approached higher authorities within the CAB and told them that listen. And then the authorities also said, listen, it's one last moment, right? He stopped watering it. This is the pitch you've got. This is the pitch you asked for.
Yep. And if you lose, oh boy, it'll be a disaster because you're not going to win the series anyways. And you asked for this wicket, that means you've not learned. As you said, those who don't learn from history are bound to repeat it. So yeah.
And by the way, percentile points in this test series will be higher than usual because it's only a 2 test series, right?
No, you get 12 points for any test win.
But the percentile points is the key. I'm not talking about 12 points.
It depends. Your percentage points is calculated but on the number of points that you get divided by the number of matches you play. So, for Sena countries, when you look at it, New Zealand and India, they play 3. South Africa and India, they play 2. England and Australia, they play 5 each. Beat that. So, that's why the problem is why you're saying it's so skewed. This is the only sports league in the world that doesn't have uniform number of teams.
Correct.
That's why this whole system is flawed. You have to have, if any team plays 20 tests, every team has to play 20 tests. Simple.
But have you answered Silly Boy's question?
Yeah, I did. I mean, who will be our next opener in test?
I don't think you need a next opener for a while.
Yeah.
Jaiswal and
Yeah.
KL, but you do need a backup, and you don't have a backup. Iswaran, for all the runs he piles on in domestic, in India, A games tends to always kind of fall flat. So
Yeah.
you do need another opener.
Yeah.
Who that opener is, I don't know
if
yet.
you can wait for 3-4 years more, get in either a Vaibhav or get in a Ayush Matre.
You can if you want to give Sai Sudarshan a long run, he can.
He can open.
He
can
opens
open.
in IPL. He's batting 3 in Test, so
He can.
he'll agree to do that.
Yep.
I mean, Gill started out as an opener.
Padikal could be.
Particle.
He'll throw his hat
Padikal.
into the ring that I'll do it.
Yes.
Okay, last couple of comments we'll quickly take before we wind up. Kevin John Abraham says Pant's wicket would be the most important. I'm going to Assam on the 24th. If a similar pitch is prepared, won't get to see a ball on day 3.
That's day 3 of the test match, yes.
That is true, Kevin.
Yeah, go
Freaking
down.
awesome says this is what
I took that
you
one.
took that.
We took
Okay.
that, we took that, yeah.
Okay, we'll take your leave. Thank you. The game started. We're all going to be glued to that.
Hopefully
Case of
for the
Maharaj has
match
come.
end or
Match will end now. Next live will be either ways. No.
Either ways.
No, there is a possibility we
That
could
they
have
bat
tea.
long. Yeah, I think you have tea. If they bat long, if they really dig in, you could have tea. But something tells me, I think the next time we're
They
live is
can
match
extend
result.
tea. No, if like they're very
Yes,
close
yes.
to it.
8 or 9 wickets down, they can extend.
30 minutes.
Or if they're like some 10, 20,
10, 12
30.
Yeah, they can
runs,
extend by 30 minutes.
They can do that.
Yeah, so
Okay, I think
let's be back then for the match end
Yeah.
only. Confidently we can say match end.
match. No, it could be tea also. We'll see how
Let's
it is.
see. Okay.
Bye bye. Take care.
Take care.